once this loads up for me. Okay. There's my stream, there's my me. Here we go. Actually farming this time. Hopefully. And we are back. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. I had been sitting on my phone, like, messaging people before I started actually farming stuff. All the peeps are running perg. Let's not. Haha. I will eventually farm purgatory, maybe, but I really just I really don't want to. I saw you guys got the new record. He went in and, like, he had made a comment that, like, as he was uploading the new video of it, you guys broke the record again. And he had another video to upload. Ah, yes, perfect. You're stuck in the wall. Come out, please. Thank you. Where are you? Over here. Thank you for dying. I like that Raiden's wings are, like, gold now instead of the white from before. I think it does look a little bit better. Now you actually have to farm Grace. I mean, that's good. That means we'll farm it together. Because it'll motivate me to also farm it more because I'm helping someone. Because this shit's gonna take me fucking forever. Here, let me copy the link here and send this to someone real quick. So they actually know I'm awake. You have so many projects. I mean, I definitely feel that. So, like, well, if I go in to bows, you can see, because they all need the same shit. So, like, I have the reminiscence made, so this is all I need for my Grace. It's mostly just going to be the hardened carapace is probably going to be the biggest pain in the ass. That or, like, the horseshoes, because I've got more than enough Yokai War fans from from running Gold Skeleton with everybody that needed it for Emanation. Because I know a bunch of people were running that and farming for Emanation, and I was helping out a lot. You need Hades? Yeah, I need Hades to come back. Or you need regular Hades for Black Smoke and Hell's Bibles. Yeah, Black Smoke is going to be annoying because you don't get one every single run, so that's going to be at least 240-ish runs for me. But at the end of the day, that's really not going to be too long. It might be a couple of hours. Regular, yeah. So let's go down. Oh, well, I guess here's what I need for White Brilliance, because that's evidently I'm farming that now. So I only need like 40 cores, which isn't terrible. And then everything else isn't really going to take me too long. Maybe pale colored scales. It might be a minute. I'll go in and run Levin Lance a couple of times, so I have enough marrow for it, but like, not too bad. And then, let me scroll down. I guess I'm farming this now. The Daggers of Blue Light. Because they look cool. But I'm gonna need a lot of Sleet drops for that, and this is all I have. That's it. So I'm gonna be running Sleet for a minute, because I know I need a lot of Sleet drops. I'll eventually go and get that. Then down to the Redux here. All I need is Fruit of Transience and Tentacles. So that'll also be an annoying one to get done. I don't need too many Fruit of Transience, so and I'm pretty sure you can get those from dissolving certain mags. I just don't remember what ones, and I can't go back to the community that they were in because oh, I lied. I don't have this done. Well, evidently I need 24 more Black Smoke to even make the Reminiscence. I thought I had one. Oof. Oh well, I mean, not really a big deal. I'll get there. Tentacles. Yes, they're a drop for one of the mags, or one of the weapons that I'm making. I've definitely got the Frozen Hell Horns down though, so I mean, like, this is probably going to be the biggest pain, because then I have to go run Gakaho till I want to bash my own skull in, because that's going to take me forever. But then if I hop over here to Kaguya and go into the crafting, and they are untyped mags. I was thinking about making Fusion Bear, but I don't know now if I will. Like, it would be nice to have, just as a backup. Let's see. Could make Lightning Scorched. Don't think I'm gonna though. I do have. Where are they? I am pretty close to making an Aqua Wind mag, which would be nice. Bear Not Worth, I have Silhouette. I do have Silhouette, you're right. So my problem at the moment is that... What are these? Oh, weird. These are all new. 30 chakra for that doesn't seem worth. Did I just scroll past all of those. Yes, I did. So I do need Infernal and Sleet drops. The purple ones aren't new. Yeah, I just haven't looked to make mags in forever. I mean, it'd be nice to have a backup mag, but like, I'd probably only make 2 of these, honestly. But fire, ice, and wind element, yeah, I could definitely use that. But that basically means that I have to sit at Sleet and Infernal literally forever. So I don't know what happened, if there was some kind of glitch, but one of my dark knowledge mags, like from the original Yogg event, you know, many moons ago, let's swap channels here. Go to channel 3. One of my dark knowledge mags magically turned into a wind mag, so I only have 2 of the dark K mags now, which sucks big time, because I did use my dark mags quite a bit. I don't know how it happened, but like I know, so like here's one, and I know by the ornamentation and just by how many mags I had before, this wind mastery right here used to be a Magatama of knowledge. I don't know how the hell it happened, but I had 3 knowledge mags, and now I only have 2. You can't sell them. I obviously haven't talked to Kaguya in forever. You got Chidori from Free Liquor. You hope you can keep it. Yeah, I think there's one of the bottles that you can get that will hold Chidori. Oops, I need to refresh that energy. But yeah, so I magically lost one of my dark mags. Kind of annoyed with it just disappearing. But like that's what had to have happened, because I now have an extra wind mag, because I only farmed out so many of each element, because I'm lazy. But now there's one more wind mag that I didn't have before, and there's a dark mag that's missing, so it has the same ornamentations and everything. So I don't know what happened, if I was like in the middle of changing mags and then crashed and then like logged back in weeks later and just didn't notice it because I was focused on other things, but like that definitely sucks. Yeah, I don't really see why certain items aren't bazaarable or tradable. It's kind of annoying, honestly. Like, if you're gonna make something super limited, at least make it so that people can even access it later on when the game, like, no longer has that available. Or make it available again. Make a Redux event for really old stuff. Because there definitely have been new players in the few years since. So, I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, how do you retain players if you won't offer them literally anything. If you just keep giving us the same thing that we don't want, people are eventually going to just quit. And that's what has happened with several of the veteran players, is that people are just like, well, the game's not putting out what I want, I'm quitting. Which, I mean, I see. I get it. I probably won't. But, like, I definitely don't get on as much as I used to. I used to literally fall asleep playing this game. More often than not. Like, several days a week. And now I log in once every few weeks to months. Like, it's just become something that's just so much not a priority anymore. Well, it's not that if you snooze, you lose. Like, there are players that are brand new to the game and, like, don't have access to anything from previous events or whatever because they didn't even know that the game existed, or they just didn't play it before. So, if it's something that's so central to gameplay, like, don't make it so limited. I can understand making some things exclusive, yeah, sure. But, like, make it a cosmetic item. Make it, you know, something that, yeah, you have to farm out, and it's from a certain event, but, like, it's not something that people base their builds off of, or are really necessary for certain parts of the gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a single veteran that doesn't have K-Mags. Not a single one. Because if K-Mags come, everyone comes back and farms them. It's just a given. You're stupid if you don't farm them. And, like, I mean that in absolutely the most literal sense. If you don't farm for them, you're dumb. You're missing an opportunity. See? Even Rex has them. But, like, having something that just hands these noobs everything shouldn't be a thing. Well, I don't say it like that. I definitely think they should have, like, a level limit or something like that. There should be some limit. But I think that they should definitely at least be accessible at some point. Even if it's like a limited time thing. Like, maybe there's one weekend a month where everything is tradable. Do you know how much money they would make? They would make stupid money from people just putting money into the game to trade. And trades would absolutely be viable. We broke grass for Tempest, and now all you need to do is throw a few $1,000s in and you're at 130, outdoing everyone. I mean, I think that it definitely sucks that we have put in the work and now we really have, like, nothing to show for it because of all the new things. But I think that, you know, we shouldn't have to punish new players for getting things that we also have access to. Like, it's not like it's specifically for noobs. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has access to it. Everybody can use it. But, like, new players don't even know half the time. And honestly, when Yogg first came out, I struggled farming it. It wasn't super easy. It took me a long ass time to do shit, but now that I know how to play the game and I've been playing it for a year, the EXP dungeon killed the game for you. See, I think the EXP dungeon shouldn't be accessible until after you've gotten your main character to a certain point. Like, I think you should have to level up to, like, 125 or 130 on your own. And then be able to access it once you have, like, you know, a general concept of how the game works, instead of just going in, or, like, make it only accessible to secondary characters. Like, don't make it just so that you can start at level cap right away, or, like, on your way to level cap, because that's, I mean, at this point, it's really not a thing. No, because even at level 100, people still don't know how to play the game, and the gameplay changes from level 105 to 115. Like, once you get to that point, you're finally through the tutorial of the game. So everyone who works in a store should automatically get as much pay as a veteran worker. I think everyone should start at the same point. But I think that, you know, if certain benefits start being available, then I think everybody should benefit from that. Like, I'm not gonna punish someone because they're new, if that makes sense. But I'm also not gonna hand everything to someone who's new either. Like, I think that, honestly, is probably the best idea I've heard about it, that EXP dungeons should have been in different areas. I think if they threw the EXP dungeon, like, for hard, you know, throw it in, like, I don't know, Oshu Highway, or like the end of Edo Castle, or somewhere in there where, like, you need to start, you need a little bit of a boost, right? You need a little bit of help at that point. Or at least that's when I started to kind of struggle. But, like, everybody's experience with the game is different, and I had people showing me, like, how to play the game, what worked best, and most other players don't. I just got really lucky and had a couple of veteran players basically teach me how to play the game. Like, the day that I started talking to Lays was the day that I really had a chance at getting good. Because, like, if I had been, you always had to roll. Your level and skill should be close to the dungeon level. EXP dungeon should be the same. Yeah. I think that, like, hell shouldn't be available until you're fucking at least on the moon. Or, like, at Oshu Terminus or something. Where you have to actually, like, farm your way through stuff. But, there definitely gets to be a point where, even for veteran players, it's a pain. Like, I know a lot of veteran players that work a lot, and they don't have time to sit in an event that's actually going to take them hours to farm out what they need. Like, that's not me, but, like, I do know players that have that problem. And I think that's why a lot of us don't get on as much, because it sucks up your time. Which, I get, that's how MMOs work. But I've never played an MMO that has everything so, like, unbalanced. Yeah, like if I hadn't made friends, I would not have had the knowledge that I have now. If I hadn't started farming with the squad, I'd be dog shit. I'd be so bad at this game. I would still probably have I probably wouldn't have played it anymore. I would have gotten bored at a certain point because I would have gotten stuck. You're on Final Fantasy XIV now. I've seen a lot of people go over to Final Fantasy, but like I played it for a couple months. I got bored really fast and I bought a level skip, and I feel like I shouldn't have, because I don't know how the fuck to play the game, and my character is so beyond complicated that like I just never pick it up. I go in and I farm for like, I'll fish and then I'll get off. But I let my subscription run out because I just don't get on. Like there's a lot of people that gave up on Onigiri. When ttery came out, yeah, that is my problem. I definitely shouldn't have bought the level skip, but, I mean, too late now. But, like, when ttery first dropped on PlayStation, so many people said, fuck Onigiri, and moved to ttery, because it was a new MMO. And we had hoped that, like, maybe this time it wouldn't be so bad. And then everybody got to the top at ttery and we're like, well, now what? Because it was so unbalanced as well. Like, you get through the story and then it's like finishing a tutorial. And then the real end game is literally just farming the same 3 dungeons, like, non-stop. You were not, if you weren't around, you can't get stuff. We played ttery, now we don't. I don't expect everything to get the past 3. You don't expect to get everything the past 3 years. Well, no, I don't mean it like that, but I mean, if it's something that, like, the majority of the player base uses, or that it's central to gameplay. Like, I'm not saying bring back the Zunko event for her skills or whatever, but like, I'm saying make a Yogg Redux. Like, make it so hard that they'd have to work for it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that is end game, then make it end game. Make it hard to farm. Make it hard for people up to a certain point to farm. Like, players like you and me, yeah, we have a lot more damage output. We're higher level. We are more experienced. We have the weapons to do stuff. And we know how to play the game. So obviously we're going to know the most effective ways to run things. Make the damage scale like it used to when you had body parties. Make it harder to fight stuff so that people don't just get carried through shit on alts. You know? Like, there are definitely ways to get around that. Knowledge mags aren't essential, they're a crutch. Players need to farm, not pay for everything. I mean, I do farm things. I haven't put money into this game for a very long time. But like, it's not that they're essential, it's that, like, there really isn't much outside of them. That's coming from a knowledge mag user. Yeah, I mean, like, if there were other options that I could farm for and I didn't have to be like, oh yeah, my dark mags. Well, that's unfortunate. I have none. Or whatever. I mean, I do. I have 2 of them. But, like, if it's something... Yeah. Like, if it's something that, there was an alternative to. What are the alternatives for a dark mag? Like, I genuinely don't know. I mean, yeah, you'd have your black mags. You only use K mags for Palace. Yeah, I mean, like, that's why they told Oro to make an alternative mag video. The Ibis mag. Yeah, but can you still get all the drops? Can you still access that dungeon, or was it a limited time thing? You see my point? Like, Ibis used to stand over here. She's not here anymore. So, where's her dungeon? Where do I farm it? It's not there. If I run over here, like, you'll see Kentoki's still here. Oda's still over here. But, like, I can't farm Ibis mags. They're not there. Ibis is not there. So, for something that doesn't really have an alternative, especially one that's not part of the story, that's not part of what everyone knows about. Like, if I'm a brand new player, I don't know that there's going to be something there if I don't, like, have a quest for it or whatever. Like, that was an event from how long ago, right? So, like, I have to think, when you're running a game like this, you have to think in both terms. She's in the dungeon area. What do you mean? Onigashima City area. What do you mean? Like, Ibis literally stood right here for like 3 years. But that's the point, right? Like, if I, a veteran player, don't know where this shit is, how the fuck is a noob gonna know? They're not. Hound Dog 2.0 area. Oh, okay. So, like the big spacey boy stuff. But like, if I don't even know where that shit is, then how is somebody who is brand new to the game gonna know? Because, like, you have to think of it in terms of both what you as a veteran know and what they as a brand new player would know, right? So you can't just think about things in terms of... This is why we ask people, yeah, well, 9 times out of 10, if you ask somebody something in this game, if you're a low-level player, people are just gonna be shit to you. You can't depend on other players. There we go. Like, I don't even mean that in, like, not even in an accusatory way. It's just that, like, no one cares. Oh, let's swap you out for a roomie. Like, if I went in and asked a new player, like if I had a different PlayStation account for whatever reason, and I came up and asked a new player, and I came up and asked a veteran player, no one would bat an eye. They'd be like, go figure it out yourself. And that, I mean, yeah, that says a lot about the player base, but games shouldn't depend on the players to cover the holes in their product, right? Like, if you're putting something out, if I put out, like, some IKEA furniture, but I don't include building instructions in it, and there's, like, 85 different parts, nobody's gonna want to buy it, because they don't know how the fuck to put it together. You don't want to make your product more work than it's worth. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take into consideration who is using your product and how they're using it. I've also just worked in customer service type jobs for the better part of a decade. You can use Sparrow Mags with Heavenly Shield, 14 to 22% affinity, and 15 to 24 element. For what? I mean, my build right now, I'm talking while I swap out what I needed for what I'm doing. But, like, alternative mags for elements, yeah, but then you're gonna lose a shitload of damage output because you're not gonna have your you're not gonna have your skill force. Like, my skill force isn't even capped right now. I'm holding a rhyme. Yeah. But for my weapon class, I have 3 K-mags on, and I'm still not at cap. I really never am. That's why you make 105 Fuse Tempest. Yeah, but Tempest aren't really viable anymore. And they're only specific to one element. And accessories don't come free. Remember that. Most people don't have accessories right off the bat. That's something that costs money. So if you are thinking from both a noob and a free-to-play perspective, like, that's what you have to do. And titles, yeah, titles are also very limited. Like, this stuff isn't just oh my god, so many messages. I'll look at your thing in a sec. You had 70 and max skill force without K-Mag. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying that, like, if you were to play the game, you can use event stuff, which almost always have accessories. Yeah, but those accessories aren't always permanent. They need to reset titles. Yeah, I actually lost my title for evidently a minute, but I had to go back and get it again because I hadn't logged in so long. So I had a different title for a little while. But, like, there's definitely a lot of things that are just little things that can be improved that wouldn't be that difficult and would it would change gameplay immensely. That's true, but more often than not, people don't. I'm not saying that's you, because you're definitely an exception to that rule, especially. But, like, if someone would come up to me and ask me for help, sometimes I'm gonna say no. Oops. Because, like, I have other things. He had fire K-Mags. Yeah. And then you get, people like Circuit who are literally just there for the memes. Like, they're there to troll people. But, like, you never know what you're gonna get, and you shouldn't have to depend on a player base to fix holes in your game, right? You have to put out a complete product. And, you know, it's fine that Onigiri has issues, but the problem is that they don't, like, give a shit to change any of that. Is he even still around? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure his character got, like, deleted, or his PSN got banned from the game or something like that. You just don't like unearned handouts. He was banned there. It's not that I want unearned handouts, it's that I want everything to be less restricted. Like, I get that some things have to be limited, but some things being limited are just stupid. And absolutely unnecessary. Like, sure, if you want to make me farm a 3-floor dungeon because I need the drop from the boss, I'll go do that. 300 fucking times. Whoop-de-doo. But, like, if I have something that someone very much needs, like if it's a rare drop or whatever, and it's no longer available in the game, and I can't even give it to them, even though I'm not going to use it, and they need it, like, wouldn't that make sense about selling stuff? As two of the first 10 players with blitz weapons, Others should not pay for the weapon. Same with mags. I mean, if somebody is willing to pay for a blitz weapon, and if somebody else is willing, like, if somebody's willing to farm out a raid as the first person to make a twin sword raid, good for you. I'm not gonna make that shit for anybody else. I don't even want to make another one for me. Like, it's not gonna make me money. It's not gonna make me any kind of profit. It's not gonna do me any good. So why would I want to do that for somebody else if I'm not willing to do it for myself? Again. Right? Like, I made mine and I was done. I was done. I was still helping my friends farm theirs. But yeah, but like, the cost to even sell it would be so exorbitant that like nobody would want to buy it anyway. I also think that, like, you see how Redux blew up after the event? Just the Ruby costs 100 OC these days. Yeah. I know. But that's for people who don't want to farm it out themselves. Because it absolutely is possible. You gotta do what? The well, and you gotta do... Like, that's a Kyoto dungeon. If you can't farm a Kyoto dungeon, you shouldn't be equipping the mag in the first place. That's an end game, or like, I would even say mid game. But like, nobody that early on should be making that kind of shit anyway. They should still be figuring out what the hell kind of weapon they want to use. Oh yeah, and there's definitely scammers out there selling stuff. I swear it only takes me 300 tries to get into this dungeon. I mean, I get that, but I don't think that it's fair to, like, limit the ability to help people. Like, I mean, yeah, but that's your choice to help her, right? You know of her enough that you know that she actually is going to play. And, like, I've seen the work that Lane puts in. She'll put in the work if she wants something. Sometimes she just has really shitty luck like the rest of us. or like life gets in the way. But she had all her characters past years. I mean, I mean, I guess RNG's bad. Yeah, RNG is rough. I think that there are a lot of different ways to fix the issues that this game has, and I think that by implementing any one of them, it would improve the game immensely. If there was, like, a special tier bazaar that you unlock after getting so far in the story or whatever, or limiting the EXP dungeon to only, you know, people who aren't so far into the game, right? Or yeah, like, I know I sat for my fused recipe, I'm pretty sure I farmed for like 36 hours straight at Benkei Factory. Yeah. I got the sword recipe within like 10 runs, and I was so excited because I was like, oh yeah, I got it. Just kidding, it's the wrong weapon. It's not what I needed. And like, that's all fine and good, but there definitely has to be a certain point where if you have stuff like bazaars available, don't make things unsellable. If I want to sell an extra Musashi scroll to somebody, cool. Or like make it that you have to trade something and then you have to approve the trade. Like, there's definitely different things that can be implemented that aren't so difficult that they would break the game. Which makes sense, to me at least. Yeah. Like, I'm willing to farm stuff out, but then if I have extra stuff and I can't really do anything with it except for like points that are worthless to me, why would I want to farm extra stuff? You know what I mean? Like, once I get what I need, fuck everyone else. But that's just my opinion. You know, other people see things differently. I'm gonna wait till this runs out. But like, there's definitely, so many different ways that it can be improved. I don't see any of them happening, but like, there are definitely several ways that the game can be improved. It's just kind of a shame that, like, nothing gets improved. And like, it's not even that the gameplay itself is bad. Not even that. Not even increasing the drop rate for things. Because, like, boosts are definitely effective. More often than not. Speaking of which, let me see how many. I got 5 Hell's Bibles and 20 Black Smoke from that. I'm gonna. No. I'm just gonna pop another boost. But, like, there really are just a lot of things that limit players' ability to do things. Especially endgame. And they make it very, very easy for early game. Like, I could delete one of my random characters and make a brand new character right now and get it to like level 120 in a couple of hours. Not even 120, honestly. I don't think I would need a couple of hours for that. Add PvP. I think there should definitely be like an option for PvP, but not like just player killing for fun, because that's just annoying. I think you should be able to like challenge somebody to a duel though. Actually, you can't do that unless you pay. But basically, yeah, it's way too easy. Yeah, but like my point is that I can have a character already at the level for mid-game to end-game stuff very quickly. By the end of a week, I could hit 130. Not without paying, but like, even if I didn't pay, I could still be at the previous level cap without difficulty. When level cap was 130, I mean. Like, it just seems unnecessary to me why some things are limited when others should be. Does that make sense? You can get dragon weapons by the end of the week. Yeah, I don't even use them. I could have Gargs by the end of a week. A single week. I should not be able to do that shit in a week. But like, you absolutely can. I think you move up way too quickly at the beginning, and then everything just becomes exponentially more difficult towards the end game. But I think it's far too easy at the beginning. there are definitely, like, quality of life changes that would improve the game immensely. Not even gameplay changes, just quality of life shit. Like, I don't know, limit the areas where stalls can be put down. You had someone ask you to make Garg, you gave him the weapon for cheap. Yeah, but like, that's something that for in-game players is really easy to do, because a Garg is a mid-tier weapon. It's not even an in-game weapon anymore. Yeah, at one point, sure, Garg were the end-all be-all of weapons. Because there was nothing better. Now, obviously, there's other stuff. But, like, there isn't something so versatile and reliable anymore. Like, if there was a next stage of Garg, and I'm not talking like Abyss, because it's not the same thing. Abyss is a completely different weapon. But, like, if Abyss had 3 different forms, if you had, like, an ice version that was, like, a juiced up version of Garg's, yeah, it'd make Tempest viable, because you'd be able to use your elements. But, like, I made my Tempest, and I haven't used them since. Because there really just is no point. And because better stuff is available. Because people are going to optimize their gameplay. People aren't going to use stuff that's slightly less good. What would we be using? Yeah, if there were no K-Mags, I would probably be using Tempest, because there's no other really alternative. I would have likely farmed out the Black Mags. Or even the Kentucky Mags during Kentucky event. But I'm saying that there needs to be, like, an equivalent. Pink marble. Like, yeah, Tempest would carry you through the moon shit. Players just want handouts. They won't farm shit. I'll farm shit. But not if it's gonna take me, like, fucking literal days worth of time. Like, I don't want my life to be this game. And I think that it's harder for people to realize if they don't have so much other stuff occupying their time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a handout. Clearly. I don't need a handout. But, like, I don't know, making something viable to farm? Or, like, you know, I sat and I was good to farm Ilios. But then, like, it just goes away. I'll sit and farm that for hours. But, like, it's so limited that I can't even farm out my recipe when it is here. And I have farmed it almost every single time it has been here. I haven't been streaming it or like appearing online. I've been like mad lurking. But like every time that Ilios comes, I'm farming it. I have yet to get my recipe. I literally have 5 copies of the bow recipe. 5. I'm not gonna make the bow. I don't want the bow. I don't know. For lever 12 hours of new Genshin. I'm not going back to Genshin. I'm not going to Subnautica. Genshin to me was boring. And like, it's very frustrating for me because I have difficulty finding games that I truly enjoy. And like, yeah, as much as Onigiri drives me insane with the dumb shit that happens in the game that I have absolutely no control over, am I still going to probably keep playing it until it like dies? Yeah, absolutely. I'll still pick it up every once in a while. Am I gonna be playing it like I used to? No way. Not unless it has some quality of life improvements that make it worth locking in as much as I do. I used to no life this game. But alright, later Rexy. See, if a game requires me to no-life it, it has to be better than what I do in real life. That's the way I see things. It has to be more entertaining than my other options. And like, sure, when I lived on the other side of the country and I didn't know anybody within like a 2,000-mile radius, yeah, I'm gonna be playing video games a lot. So I don't have any fucking friends yet. But when I started to make friends in the area, I was not online as much. Because I would like go over and hang out with my friends at their place, or no, I mean like, if I have to farm a dungeon so many times, I don't have a problem having to farm Ilios until my fingers bleed, whatever. But like, I think after a certain point you should be able to exchange like monster cards for your weapon recipe. Because you get a monster card almost every single time you run it, right? If I get 500 Ilios monster cards, or something, some like really high number, if I get 500 monster cards and I still don't have my recipe, I would like to trade them in for a recipe of my choice. Right? Like, add something like that that makes farming it, yeah, still a lot, still a chore, but not completely unfucking bearable. Yes, they should give a card trading system. Yeah. Like, okay. if I go down to the very bottom, very, very slowly. There. Like, I've only farmed Darkfin a little bit. I've only done like 59 runs. I've only done about 90 runs of Helios. But I have 45 of those cards. So, every other run, basically. But if I get like 500 of these bitches and still don't have my recipe, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. I've done Blitz under 500 times, and I have all of my recipes. I haven't made both the weapons yet, but, you know, I'm lazy. I've only done Logos like 20 times. I've only done Abyss so many times. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't farmed a lot. Farmed Mephi quite a bit, but that's because I was at one point farming for a Nadir, and then I was like, this is annoying. But, like, you can see that I've only run things a very limited number of times. It makes me laugh that the ones that I've done the most are in, on the moon. And Benkei Factory. But, like, look at that. I haven't even run Sleet 300 times yet. I've run Infernal the most. That's insane. I haven't even run Gakaho 50 times yet. That's absolute bullshit. Because I have my Gakaho weapon. I have made 2 of them, I believe. I've definitely made 2 of this weapon. I might have made 3, actually, because I was going to make a second Night Sky. Oh no, I've made 2 of every one. Because I have a Night Sky and then I have 1 of each of these weapons. But, like... What the fuck? Is that one of the birds? But, like, there's definitely... so many different bosses. And so many different things. Great Venom Kabe. I don't know. I think that would probably be something that would be, like, effective. And it would be an effective use of these stupid cards. But, like, after you fight them so many times, be able to trade in your cards for something. It would make sense to have a use for the drop that they give us. Like, this is coming from somebody who's very lazy. I don't farm much unless I, like, really need it. But I'm like, I just want some quality of life shit. I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking to have the world handed to me on a silver platter. I just want some shit to, like, work. I want shit to make sense. Yeah, right? Like, there are so many possibilities with the stuff that they already have in the game that they could just make it better or make it actually viable. Make there be a point to having certain things. Because, like, right now, there's no point in farming things. There's no point in using, like, there's no point in using that skill. Because the cards are useless. And like, I'm sure that Cyberstep's customer service representatives like hear some really stupid shit all the time. And because, let's face it, a lot of Oni players are fucking dumb. Or they're annoying. Or they do want things handed to them. So, like, in reality, I'm only thinking about all this because I now have to change the majority of, like, my primary builds. Because I did use my K-Mags, my Dark K-Mags, for a lot of builds. So now I'm, like, having to change the way I play the game. Because of a programming error. Or something. But, like, I'm only so frustrated because, like, if a player who has a genuine issue that's literally not their fault at all, like, my game crashed through no fault of my own, because sometimes the game be just crashing and shit, and I noticed that my gear has changed, but like in a bad way. Yeah, I'm gonna be annoyed, because if I go to like the customer service or whatever, or like if I file a complaint, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna do anything about it. They're gonna be like, oh, well, you're just lying so you can get something or whatever, or you want a handout. Because that's the majority of the player base. They're annoying. They suck. And they're stupid. And they bitch about dumb stuff. So, like, even if I were to go to, like, message them, they'd be like, well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. And I genuinely don't know what I could do about it. I'm just butthurt. A little bit. So now I've gone on an hour-and-a-half long rant about how the game can be improved. I'm giving you all these answers. CS, why you no listen. Oh boy. How long do I even have on this thing? I just popped it, didn't I? I did. So, I mean, I guess I'll be here farming Hades for a minute. Because I need a bunch of black smoke and Hell's Bibles. But if I crash, I'm just gonna, like, go do laundry and hop in the shower and go over to my friend's house. If she's not doing anything. I don't know what she's doing today, actually. I mean, I'll probably end up getting off and getting ready soon anyway. But I don't know, I'll probably farm for another like 15 minutes or so. I just want this farm to like be done. So I'm trying to like be patient and stick with it. Okay. making a decent dent in the stuff I need. So I guess that's a relief. Do my daily before I get off energy. What daily? You mean the event? I already did the event. I did that before I popped the stream up. That's where I had my character logged in at. So I did my daily runs. Though there really isn't anything in event that I want, maybe except for a couple of the weapon skins, because I think the bow and the staff look cool. Restoring achievements. Yep. Way ahead of ya. You spent about 120 tens yesterday. Got a restock. Holy shit. What the heck did you farm yesterday? I guess, what was yesterday's daily? Yesterday was what, Saturday? Were you like farming dragon arcs? Oh, yeah. I probably should farm perk Gakuho, but I don't know if I have the patience to go into Gakuho. I might. Obviously not right now, but at some point. What is this weep game? Don't yell at me. You're down to 260 tens. Oh my goodness. You know what this weep game is? This is Onigiri. One that I talk to you about all the time. Also, good morning, it's 1:20 p.m. It's actually meant to be a play on words because Onigiri, like Kiri, means Oni cutter. And the main character was originally meant to only have a sword. Which is why sword is so broken and the easiest class to play. Because they get everything. But yes, it's a play on words. Onigiri just means rice ball. The more you know. Oh yes, it is. It has got a lot of fan service. How long am I streaming for? Accessories will stop boost? What do you mean? had these accessories on the whole time. They don't affect my boost. I'm on a KG and a roomie. I mean, I can take them off. Accessories with stop boost, what does that mean? Oh. I don't think I have any. Okay. What the hell is ttery? Is from housing. I don't think I have it. I mean, not really a big deal. I'm on a 300 right now. Pink thing on the bench. What pink thing? I guess what bench? I didn't do any of the housing stuff because everybody said it was broken. Behind you, Baraki. I mean, I'll go look when I go back to Onigashima, because I'll go back to repair my weapon here in a bit. It's not broken, it uses the Japan controls. So you're saying I could go, like, set up my room right now and make it look cute if I wanted to. Okay, well, I have like 70 more black smoke, so you put up a poster. Okay, I mean, I'll go check it out. My game crashed the last time I went into my room, so I'm not gonna do that at least while I'm streaming, but I'll definitely check it out here while I'm in Onigashima, because I'm gonna go repair my weapon, fill up on Moon King, you know, all that jazz. Oh, just kidding. Crashed anyway.